Join me as I take a huge risk and try to stop a wedding because the groom thinks I accepted his child. This is going to be wild. I was supposed to get married to the love of my life, or so I thought. We had been planning this day for months, and everything was set to go off without a hitch. I was walking down the aisle looking stunning in my white wedding dress when suddenly I noticed a look of confusion on the groom's face. He was looking at me like I had just dropped a bombshell, and I had no idea what was going on. The misunderstanding started a few months ago when the groom told me about his child from a previous relationship. I was taken aback, but I thought we had discussed it and were on the same page. Or so I thought. It turns out the groom had assumed I was okay with being a stepmom, and I had assumed he was just sharing information. We had never actually talked about it. As I walked down the aisle, it dawned on me that the groom thought I had accepted his child as my own. I couldn't believe it. We had never discussed boundaries or expectations. I felt like I was being pulled into a situation I wasn't ready for. The groom's child was important to him, and I respected that, but I couldn't just accept it without a conversation. The more I thought about it, the more I realized we had been glossing over this issue for months. We had talked about getting married, moving in together, and building a life, but we had never actually discussed what that meant for his child. I felt like I was being asked to take on a role I wasn't ready for, and it scared me. I stopped dead in my tracks, right there in the middle of the aisle. I looked the groom straight in the eye and said, "Wait, we need to talk." The room fell silent, and all eyes were on us. The groom looked confused and a little angry, but I knew I had to do what was right for me. The groom and I stepped aside, and we had a long, hard conversation about what had happened. We talked about our expectations and our feelings. It was a tough conversation to have, but it was necessary. In the end, we both realized we had made a huge mistake by not communicating properly. The wedding didn't happen that day, but I'm glad we had that conversation. We learned a valuable lesson about communication and assumptions in relationships. It's not always easy to have those tough conversations, but it's better to have them before it's too late. If you've ever been in a situation where you had to make a tough decision or have a hard conversation, share your story with me in the comments below. Don't forget to check out my other videos for more crazy stories and relationship drama.